Good evening, friends, and welcome again to Fridays with Fab Freddie. It's Friday again, and it's after 5 o'clock, and you know what that means, Friday happy hour. And we're so glad you could join us. We'll make a couple of cocktails to celebrate happy hour. Again, this week, we will have a 2-for-1 special happy hour. We'll have 2 drinks for the price of 1 that I hope you will enjoy. And want to thank again all of you for joining us, especially our Biloxi Little Theatre friends, our Biloxi Little Theatre season members. We told you last week that we're so excited and hopefully we'll be open by September. We're not sure about the summer months yet, but maybe we will be able to open in June, July. We'll just have to see how that goes. But especially hopeful for September when Biloxi Little Theatre will celebrate and kick off our 75th, historical 75th season with the musical Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. I want to also welcome our happy hour friends from the past. It's good to have you with us, and it's good to hear from you as I have the last few weeks. So thank you again for joining us. And we've been so fortunate, we've been amazed and impressed and thrilled that we've had thousands of viewers for these videos the last couple of weeks. So welcome all of you, and thank you for joining us. And for those thousands of you who I don't know or who don't know me, I'm Fred Thomas. I'm the Biloxi Little Theatre office administrator and sort of caretaker. So again, thank you for joining us. Before we go any further, we have to make the official request to silence your communicators. And before we do that, I think we're getting a message from the captain. Okay, Captain, we'll do that. Thank you. And we have set phasers to stun. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I know many of you are asking, as you usually do, am I wearing pants? Well, we'll let you know how that, the answer to that later on in the show, and you can guess as we go along if you want to. So, okay, now for some drinks and some fun. We'll start, as we mentioned, with our Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, and we'll begin that with our strawberry moonshine. And we'll start, let's do an ounce, we'll do an ounce of this. And then we'll follow that with 2 ounces of our silver, white, light rum. And again, the name refers to the color and not the proof or alcohol content of the rum. So let's do 2 ounces of our white rum. And then next is our array of fruit juices. We'll start with orange. I've mentioned before, I'm not a professional bartender. I'm not a mixologist. This is something I do for fun. I enjoy doing it, and I've been thrilled that so many of you have enjoyed it along with me and appreciated the drinks I've made.
Sue is here for happy hour, says
Hey,
hi.
Sue, it's so good to have you.
Juliana's here, says
Juliana, thank you. Hope you're feeling well. Okay, next is pineapple juice. We did 2 ounces of orange. We'll do 2 ounces of pineapple.
Ashley loves your shirt.
Oh, thank you, Ashley. 2 ounces of pineapple. And then we'll do 2 ounces of cranberry. We transferred the cranberry juice into this because it was in a huge jug. Now I use the 100% juice cranberry, not the cocktail which has added sugars and stuff. And it's not 100% cranberry juice as it tells you on the label, but it is 100% juices. It also contains apple and pear juices, but there's no added sugar or sweeteners. So that's why I like to use this. So 2 ounces of our cranberry. And then we'll add a little lime juice to round out the flavors and balance it so that it's not too sweet. and we don't need too much of the lime juice, maybe just a half ounce or so. And again, this is something, when you're making your drink, you can adjust the level of the sweetness or the tartness by the strawberry flavors, the orange pineapple, the fruit juices, and lime. So if you want a little more tart, add a little more lime juice. If not, don't add as much. So it's something you can adjust to your own taste. And we will stir this and not shake this time again.
Joelle says hi.
Hi, Joelle. Good to have you with us. Okay, that's stirred. It's time to add some ice to our glass and get this party underway. Okay. This makes a tropical tasting, almost a punch. And let's dress it up a bit. So here we'll even add a little lime, make things look good. So there's your Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. Now before we take a sip, let us remember the official happy hour oath, which is, life is a waste of time. Time is a waste of life. So just get wasted all of the time and have the time of your life. Kungaloosh. Woohoo! Okay, that's our Stop the World. I hope everyone knows that this is all for fun. I'm certainly not advocating excessive drinking or alcoholism or anything like that. We just want to have fun and enjoy in moderation, as they say. So it's all for fun.
I think it's time for a fun check, don't you?
Oh yeah, well, since we're talking about fun, let's do a fun check. Anybody out there having fun? Raise your hands. Let us see. Let us know. Nicole, I know you're there. I hope you're having fun. Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Stephanie Hartley says hey.
Hey, Stephanie. Good to see you.
She's having
Well,
Coke on the rocks.
I wish I could see you. Hopefully, I will be able to see many of you again soon. Okay, let's move on to our next cocktail, which we mentioned is a variation of the classic mojito, and we're calling this On Your Feet. And On Your Feet, we named it that, sticking with our trend of using Broadway show titles. On Your Feet was a Broadway musical celebrating the life and music of Gloria and Emilio Estefan. And again, we chose them and that name because of the Cuban origins of the mojito. Okay, so we'll start by putting a couple of lime slices in our glass and a few mint leaves, and we will muddle them with our handy muddler to break up and release the flavors of the lime and especially the mint. We want to get the aromas and the oils from the mint leaves and break them loose. Now, mojito, as you see, it requires a little extra effort to concoct, but it will be worth it. Okay, we've got that. Now let's add our. We'll start again with our strawberry moonshine. And again, you don't have to add this if you want to just make a classic mojito. Just leave it out and just we'll add white rum next. Excuse me, my throat's getting a little dry. You have to have a little sip of rum that I have standing by. Woohoo! Okay, now let's add our strawberry moonshine. We'll do, again, we'll just do an ounce. And then we move on to our white rum. Let's do 2 ounces of the rum. And again, as I mentioned, in all of these drinks, you can adjust them to your own taste. If you want your drink stronger or weaker, adjust the amount of liquor you're adding. Okay, now to this, we will add some lime juice. Add an ounce or so, ounce and a half, 2 ounces, and that's something else you can adjust to. And for our sweetener, I'm going to use today cane syrup. Just a little cane syrup. Now you can also use agave nectar. You can use just granulated sugar or simple syrup. And if you want to make your own simple syrup, you can do that by adding equal parts of granulated sugar and water into a saucepan and heating it to about a simmer and stirring until all the sugar is dissolved. And of course let that cool before you add it to your drink. Okay, that's our basic ingredients. Let's add some ice to that, and then we'll top it off with club soda. Oh, last week with the what was the drink last week we did? It was the anything goes. I mentioned to add club soda to the mixture, and then when I poured the drink, I forgot to add the club soda. And thank you for a couple of people pointing that out to me. So this time we're adding the club soda to our on your feet. This is on your feet, our variation of the classic mojito. Okay, so everything is in there. We are going to not vigorously shake this because of the carbonation of the club soda. We're just going to let it blend a little, and then we're ready to drink. Let's dress this up. Another lime slice. Okay, and there's our on your feet variation of the classic mojito. And before we sip this, you know what we have to do. We have to remember the happy hour motto. Whoops. Except for that. I hope I didn't break it. Happy hour motto is, I love to drink martinis. 2 at the very most. 3 and I'm under the table. 4 and I'm under the host. Kungaloosh. Ooh, that's good. Very light and refreshing. Perfect for the spring and summer weather we're enjoying here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Chuck is watching and he needs some cocktail sauce.
Oh, Chuck, I owe you some cocktail sauce. Anyway, it's good to hear from you. I'm glad you're watching with us. Quick story. The last couple of times we've talked about the mixology class that was on this cruise that Aaron and I were on some years ago, and that there were many New York Russians on this particular cruise, the ship sailing out of New York. And we mentioned Leo last time, who was in the mixology class. It was very funny. We loved him. He kept us laughing. And we told you the story last week about how one day before the class started, he unscrewed the top of the bar stool where he was sitting and took the seat with him to the restroom so that no one would get his seat while he was up. Another story about Leo, this was after the class one day. A few of us were still hanging around the bar, finishing our 3 martinis, and I was talking with Leo, and suddenly his expression changed, and he became a somber look overcame his face, and I asked what was wrong, and he looked at a lady behind me sitting at the bar, and he said, "I am in shock. Someone's drinking water." So that's something I'll never forget. That Leo was in shock that someone was drinking water at the martini class. So it's things like that you appreciate and stay with you. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Okay, I think that's it for the drinks. Now, if anyone is wondering still if I'm wearing pants or not, the answer today is no, I'm not. Beach towel. I hope that surprised and amused some of you. Thank you again so much for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. I think that's enough fun for now, and we hope to see you again next time. And until then, come Galush.